So hello guys, welcome back. So recently we just finished the Hearts of Stone expansion, and now we're going through the Blood and Wine expansion. So while I was
That's it, Roach.
while I was not streaming in the background, I did some upgrading my stuff. So I upgraded my armor to the Grandmaster. I actually visited the Tucson. I visited it before, but I didn't do the
Move
quests
it.
first. So without further ado, let's go start the quest. Yeah, I've traveled a lot too because there are some things I need in here, especially the dyes, just for the cosmetic look. Because I want Geralt to wear something white in similar, so that his White Wolf title would go the same. Look at that, bro. Toussaint is really beautiful.
Hey,
It's so green, and the color palette is so warm. It's so different from Velen and Novigrad. Oh, that's a beautiful horse. Oh, that's Milton's horse.
no one here. They must have removed the body already.
Let's look around. Make sure they didn't miss anything. Hobnailed boots, multiple sets of prints. Ducal guard, clearly. Let's see where they went. Walked along the shoreline.
I like
That's
his
the body
armor.
lay on the bank. Got guests.
Scorver, this thing. They're like drowners. Oh gosh. Oh, they're like... Wow. They're like... What are they called again? Forgot the name. Oh gosh, she's gonna explode. Look at that explosion, bro. There's frags. Gonna explode.
Drawn here by the smell of blood. Let's keep looking. Anything taken by the current ends up in these shallows.
Yes, the stench is fierce.
Blood. Guardsmen pulled these nets out of the water, then cut the mutilated body free. Gonna dive in, make sure they didn't miss anything.
Handkerchief. That's DLC or DIC?
Silk kerchief, monogrammed DLC. A noble's accessory, clearly. Need to go to the bank.
DLC. Is that it?
Blood. Guardsmen pulled these nets out of the water,
There's
and cut
more.
the mutilated body free.
That's
Look,
cool.
the boat was launched
DLC.
here. Guardsmen must have loaded the body parts onto it, taken them somewhere. Need to find out where. I'd like to look at the corpse before it starts to decompose.
The inn. Its patrons must have seen the guardsmen, which direction they took. We should ask there.
They've got quite the audience.
Seems we've got ourselves an audience.
You think this surprising? The locals will tell the children of children they do not have yet, of the day a quartered corpse was pulled from the river.
One thing. Found a handkerchief in the water. Monogrammed DLC. Mean
This
anything to you?
Delacroix
downloadable. Oh,
cannot
Delacroix.
be. Was it he the beast slew?
Thought that was
Seems
downloadable
so.
content or
Well,
something.
Long past. We were close friends once, but our paths diverged. He was a man of extremes, standing by his companions no matter the odds, fighting his foes to the bitter end.
Foes. You have a lot of them?
He did, but I do not see what that has to do with the beast. Ah, Geralt, you've struck a raw nerve. Memories of a time long past, to which I'd rather not return now.
I understand. We can talk later. Let's go to the tavern.
I shall have to leave you soon. Return to court.
Barely got back to Toussaint.
A knight in the service of Her Illustrious Highness knows no rest. In fact, I'd feared I would return too late to fulfill my duty. Yet it seems I've arrived in the nick of time.
That armor must be too heavy for Milton. Aren't he gonna mount his horse? I really like Toussaint the golden. I really like golden
Once you have finished
colored
examining the
palettes, you
corpse,
know.
be sure to report to Anarietta,
Anarietta?
Her Grace the Duchess. I forget myself at times. We address each other by our first names in private. Never in Pomrin's presence, however. He finds such familiarity offensive.
I wish there was a
A watering
golden
hole for
palette.
traders, smugglers, boatmen. But you will find no better crayfish chowder in all Toussaint.
What? With no lads brave enough? Of course we have. But bravery's not enough against the beast. It wields dark powers.
By my troth, could that be the musty scent of fresh pâté?
Naught else, Sir de Peyrac-Peyran. I see time has not dulled your senses.
We would be honored if you would join us. Your companion as well.
But why do I not detect even a whiff of crayfish chowder?
No soup today, on account of there being no crayfish. I reckon you've not heard, but all I caught was a corpse. I awoke at the crack of dawn, as I do each day, but when I looked up, I beheld a blood-red sky.
This corpse is precisely why we're here. For the man whom you've invited to join you at the table was summoned from a far-off land by her gracious magnificence. He is tasked with tracking and killing the beast.
We invited two men to join us, yet since Sir de Peyrac-Peyran in temperament is more akin to hare than hound, I surmise the other is the hunter. With whom do we have the pleasure?
Name's Geralt.
A humble introduction. You've clearly not tarried long with Sir de Peyrac-Peyran.
Spare us the petty insults. Geralt is a master of the witchering trade. He has questions concerning the beast's last victim.
I was the one to find the corpse. The sun had just risen when I awoke, sat straight up in my bed, looked out the window, and beheld a sky red as blood.
Ask Geralt, please, or we shall be here till winter.
Must have been early in the morning. Went to check your nets and then...
I stepped out of my hut and saw...
By my troth, to the point, man. You found a body ensnared in your crayfish nets. We know this already. What happened then? Did you see anyone nearby? Did you spy anything noteworthy? Anything at all?
Not a soul around, just me. As for noteworthy... well...
What did you see? But be warned, if I hear the sky was red again...
I saw a head bobbing, eyes bulging, the tongue blue and popped out. Next to it, a hand rocking upon the water.
Get a good look at the body parts?
They gave me such a fright. I bolted to town fast as my legs would take me, then returned with guardsmen who told me to keep out of their way. They had a hard haul. The parts were so tangled up in my nets, they were forced to cut them.
Need to examine the body. Know where they took it?
They ferried it across, then loaded it on a cart and hauled it to a cellar at Corvo Bianco to keep it cool, see?
Who's that? Was that Yen?
Corvo Bianco is Baron Russell's estate. When he learns they've turned his cellar into a morgue, he'll set his hounds on them.
While you were gallivanting about the north, his vineyard was auctioned off.
No, that's not Yen.
Who was that? Woman who just left. Didn't see her before. Didn't notice her walk in either.
Doubtless Linnis, the innkeep's daughter. But hold, Geralt, because this is an outrage. Russell's vineyard was auctioned off? Inconceivable.
It is no secret the Baron had gambling debts up to his ears. It finally came time to collect. His creditors auctioned off his property. The Ducal Chancellery bought it, in fact. Russell now bunks with his brother in Vicofaro.
I told Russell he'd get his comeuppance. How long can one draw on past heroics? His creditors must finally have defined that his promises meant nothing.
Such are the times. Today's knights are pale shadows of the heroes of yore.
It's true what they say. God sent the beast to punish us for straying from the old paths.
So folk think the beast's divine punishment.
Knights have turned their backs on the old customs. Where they were defenders of the duchy, they're now defenders of their own tushes.
Why, you insolent...
Let him talk.
The Duchess trades in titles, grants honors to ill-doers. We've strayed from the path of virtue, lost the gods' favor, so the gods sent retribution.
Don't listen to that nonsense, Geralt. It's rehashed street preacher codswallop.
Yes, the rebel rousers have been sprouting up like weeds lately, each offering the same bill of goods.
Thanks for the hospitality. Time I examined the corpse.
Corvo Bianco lies a short way from here, near the tourney grounds. Just follow the road and you'll arrive.
Not coming with? Oh yeah, duty of some sort calls.
Some sort. Her Grace bestowed a great honor on me, even before we departed for Velen. I'm to play the hare during this year's game in the palace gardens. When you see me in my costume, you will wet yourself laughing.
A little tempted to ask a few questions, but it sounds like a long, complicated story. One involving lengthy digressions into local history and tradition. So, see you later, Milton, and good luck.
By the way, there was some secondary quests here that I would like. Yeah, Grotor. I would like to defeat this very dangerous being. Before we continue, let's just go and find Grotor first, and then we can continue the main quest.
No lads brave enough. Of course we have. Bravery's not the sound to be strained.
Oh! Keep calm! Start no probes!
Sounds like a fight. Have to hurry.
Oh, this is the Corvo Bianco. Okay, never mind. We'll go later. This is Corvo Bianco.
Damn it. Killer must still be here.
What happened here?
Throat torn open by man-like jaws. Man-like, except for long fangs. In the cellar. Gotta be. Footprints. Small, bare feet. Lead deeper into the cellar. Fell down the stairs. Broke his neck.
Wow.
You. Saw you at the inn. Why'd you kill these people? Clearly wasn't for their blood.
Oh my.
We don't have to fight.
You are wrong. I cannot let
Did
you
she
leave.
just lock the gate? Knowing that she's fighting Geralt of freaking Rivia. Is she a vampire? She's a vampire, right? So we can use vampire oil, probably. Abruxa. Abruxa is a kind of vampire. Oh. Ah, that hurts. That hurts. Can't see. Where'd she go? One more strike and then she's probably Bruxa. Let's read about Bruxais. Yeah, it is a vampire. So they're weak against Erden and Black Blood.
Killed all these men to get to the body. What was she doing at the table, though? Stinks.
Look at Geralt's white suit.
Waterlogged.
It's not even doused
Both
in
hands
blood.
amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought.
So fancy.
Third hand. A spare? Except it's clearly not the victim's. Guardsmen must have not noticed it as they picked everything up. How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing? Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something. Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this. Laid in
The
water
beast?
for some time. Head swollen, and something took a few bites out of it. Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins.
Pouch in his throat.
Nilfgaardian florins, from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient thinking beast. So, murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does the hand belong to? Why the hell's it still warm? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. What's the significance? And why was he chopped up into pieces? Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know about the other victims. I'll ask Palmerin to get me in to see the Duchess.
Palmerin is nearby. I think we're close to the fetus Golda size. I want to try this quest. before we continue.
If thy lips don't stink of...
Impressive. You'd think you were in a winter garden. Something on the other side. Can't help to get through. Every sword, no sign. Look at this. Cradle filled with children's shoes. Kind I've ever seen a collection this grotesque. Bones. Small skull. Fontanelle's not completely closed. An infant. Various sundries. Clear as day now. Vittoria must have taken one from its victims. Seems to be off somewhere, probably feeding. Need to lure it.
Very well.
It's quite weak against Igni. We do have relic oil, right? Yeah. Yeah, we have relic oil. Is it upgradable?
To work then. Gods, thy will be done.
It's big. Oh gosh.
By my troth, the damned brute was sturdy. I'm grateful, Witcher. You aided me greatly. Please, you must accept this trifle as a token of my gratitude.
Why the challenge? Couldn't have gone after something less formidable? A werebub, for instance?
What's a werebub?
Why? For the beast must match in ferocity the very ardor of my...
You're blushing, Sir Knight.
It's my betrothed. The thing is, she champs at the bit to get married when we've not known one another but 2 years. So I vowed to slay Grottori. Thought it would buy me time to battle such a beast. Why, it could take months.
Especially at the rate you were going. High time you returned to Beauclair, brave knight.
Nay. The head of this beast is a trifle, wholly inadequate to express the love I harbor for my betrothed. The world awaits. To honor her, I shall cut down another, more terrible beast.
Take my advice. Grab the damned head and cut the shit.
You are blind to my predicament. Once I return, I will have no recourse. She'll track me to the nearest shrine, one.
Shut up and listen. Crests, scrap metal armor, swooning damsels. All that's nothing to do with hunting monsters, which is work. Damn hard, dangerous, and thankless work that you're just not cut out for. Want to prove your valor? Go back to your betrothed and be honest. Tell her you're not ready to marry.
You do not mince words, master. In Tucson, one might demand satisfaction upon trampled ground for a lesser slight. Yet, there is truth in what you say, I cannot deny. I survived with my life by a hair. It is time I returned home.
I possess the value of valor. Faith. What's this faith? That looks cool. Yeah, I should go and meet a craftsman so that I can fix my armor and swords and then also sell stuffs. But yeah, we can go to her first. Is that a bear? I mean, oh, it's a panther. I thought it was. How can a black panther do well here? It can't camouflage, right? Well, unless at night it can, but during the daytime, all the green, you can see black too quickly. There's a tourney going on here.
I believe I should not.
It's a blacksmith here. I can sell this stuff.
What have you...
I don't think I'm gonna use.
So long.
Be right back, guys. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, let's continue our adventure to the Blood and Wine expansion pack.
The giant fetched forth
Need to speak to the Duchess urgently.
All right, you scamps. Store is done. Go find your parents.
But the Pomerine. What about the story of Rittik and the dragon?
Our tales for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Not always. Could go either way. Sometimes virtue wins, sometimes villainy gets the upper hand. Still worth being good.
But why? If it doesn't mean you'll win.
Palmerin's story. Think back. A decent man attracts other good folk, makes friends he can count on. A rogue? Well, he can only count on other rogues. And who would you rather have for a friend?
A man of virtue?
I must agree. Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena. If we hurry, we'll be in time to speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Lead the way.
I really like his armor, it's so cool.
Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As we'll soon see.
A monster.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar? With only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
Oh.
This is dangerous. Bells on its tail aren't enough.
I saw a spectacle of the sort at the arena in Nuremberg. There, a knight defeated a Shaelmar with bells on its tail.
Might have gotten lucky. Shaelmar might have been lame. Who knows? Only a Witcher has a real chance against a healthy Shaelmar. And that's not even every Witcher. Besides which, releasing a monster that dangerous in front of a crowd? Plain irresponsible. Let's go.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Oh. Oh no. Ugh.
We have to help him. Gotta keep it down.
cleaved its foul girth, the beast roar and dropped to the earth. Then found in the Witcher in one mighty bound. It fights to the beast, its place was found. The fate of the beast has been weighed by the gods. Soon the Witcher must triumph against all odds.
What's the weakness of a Shellmar? Can I use the bestiary? Shellmars. Shellmars. Ogroids? Probably an Ogroid. Not an Ogroid. Relic? It's not one of the relics either. Whatever, dude. What? It's bug? Oh, that's not the bug.
Its racer strikes belly, helmet high, blood and jelly.
Oh! Oh no! It's almost dead though.
The Shellmar lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Okay.
It suffered enough.
Yeah.
The monster lies slain! The fight is done! Praised be the victors!
Guillaume,
The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly paints you. She approaches.
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Your Grace, my contract. I'd like to discuss it.
Naturally, but not here. We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. But wherever could he be? Come, we must find him. tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered. Ah, the very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace. Witcher.
Greetings. Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco. Was it the beast?
No. A Bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen to him attentively.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something, need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home?
No, not this
yet
time.
did not expect.
Not always.
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards, both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus, we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and the sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information. How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such place. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
So, first two victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir de la Stinch.
Found a coin
Sir
pouch
de
on
la
his body.
Stingy.
Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunt shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac-Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but
They were a team?
they were close friends, tightly knit, and as such earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often witnessed him turn to them with delicate matters. Later, their paths diverged.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure. Your Grace, we need to find Milton, immediately.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare. hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner. And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses! Your Grace!
Was it? Wasn't that very expensive dress? Well, I guess she's the Duchess. She can have anything she wants.
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness, I...
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward!
Should you just have worn leggings?
Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
Your Grace seems right at home in the saddle.
She knows how to ride.
Clear the path! Clear the way, I said! Is this part of the game? It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry!
We
Let's
must
go.
go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg.
May I wait?
With these in hand,
What,
they
I
can
can
deduce
wait.
where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too.
We've no other option, but time is of the essence.
Can I
so
buy
we
a
have
new
to break the
horse?
rules.
I want a unicorn. It'd be cool to have a unicorn.
You can't pull one over on me, Witcher. I can...
On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish. While I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
Golden fish. Do I need a rod or a net?
Please, Geralt. It's not a real fish. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it.
The unicorn. How do I catch it?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn its trust. It runs around over there, look.
Oh, I thought it
Golden
was a
fish
real
and the horn
unicorn.
both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then
Let's go. What? Geralt, a witcher who has... Oh my gosh, the logic of this game. Geralt's a witcher who has incredible speed, incredible strength, incredible endurance, but one story high, he dies. What the heck?
To
be honest. Every last man jack in this book house.
You can't hold one over on me, Witcher. I can see.
But true unicorn.
Perhaps an apple will work. Or some sweets.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister, were you still a virgin.
Do you really wish to have this conversation again? Here and now?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast. We shall try the sweets.
Hey folks, gonna have to ruin your fun. Sorry.
Who's that?
Oh, peacock.
Roach likes carrots. Maybe unicorn will too.
This is an outrage.
Well, the woman said.
Bread either, except if it's stale.
The woman said about apples, so. But I use apples or something. Apple juice. There's more here.
Crispy apple. Should like that like any other damn horse.
Maybe an apple, yeah.
An apple. Yum yum.
Oh, he's going to us.
Easy. Gardens are huge. Be better off on horseback.
I'm not gonna jump again, girl's gonna die. No matter how huge your vitality is, I think girl's gonna die.
Golden fish should be easy to spot once I'm under.
It's a golden fish, right? This must be it. What? I think that one's golden.
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your merciful eye, and bear before us its secrets.
As the moon its heavenly course doth trace, in my domain I await that moment of grace, when a soul of good or ill repute brings me a gift, fitting tribute.
A key.
Why, you bomb-botched wretch!
He's ruined the game!
Disgraceful.
What? This is not life's bread and butter, but it's
What
food.
happened to her? Whisper it in your ear.
The light, it's positively useless.
You can't call Roach. What is unicorn? Ooh, I'm riding a unicorn.
Master Witcher, here.
Let's go.
No buts.
If you please, Your Grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity. All shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules. Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a groan, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
I begin to I have no idea.
Too cryptic, this riddle. Got no idea what it's talking about.
Then be silent and let me think. Look, if we take Rome, hollow it out and fill it with ease.
Wow.
The letters, that is. We get green. Then mouse, but starting with what heads heart cheese. Why, it's greenhouse.
Pretty clever. And it sounds right to me.
There are several greenhouses in the gardens, but only one with a door that locks, and the key to it looks just like the one we found.
Greenhouse it is then. Let's go. Wait here.
Oh my gosh, the Duchess sounds so magnificent. Can we woo her later in the game? That would be awesome. No, he's dead already.
What the butch?
We're too late. Did my gameplay impact whether Perrin dies or something? He's a witcher, he's gotta be nimble.
I'm here.
Oh, he's a vampire.
It's dead, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you cut down?
Not here to talk about me.
Yet that is exactly what we are doing. So, did they send you after me? Who are they?
What do you mean, they? Duchess hired me. You've been murdering her subjects.
Is it as simple as that? I would ask you to convey to the Duchess that I've but one victim left, but you'll not get the chance.
Oh. I've got the vampire oil at least. It's obviously a vampire, so we can use the pure vampire oil.
Kill again. Lost your nerve?
Oh gosh. Woo! Woo! Okay. Was I supposed to lose there?
You want to stay where you were. Regenerate.
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself.
No, he's my friend.
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened, it was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince him to stop murdering.
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Dettlaff can be rather stubborn. Though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Dettlaff is... how would you humans put it? More bestial than I am. But not to worry. I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here. At least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Dettlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
Seem pretty damn sure of that.
I am, because I know him very well. Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear.
What? 3 centuries years ago?
Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Dettlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Vampires rarely help humans. Must have had his own agenda, hunting the beast.
You err. He slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once, in the street, had offered Dettlaff an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Dettlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. Which is why I know something ill is afoot.
Always had an overdeveloped sense of empathy.
Each vampire has a unique talent. One they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Dettlaff's trump card is his herd instinct. his tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him immensely.
Anything specific? Some set of things that'd be likely to set him off?
How should I say this? Detlef doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions. He's naive in a sense. He doesn't comprehend your games, knows not what it means to lie, deceive.
Suggesting he's maladjusted and venting his rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it the case this time? I cannot say, but intend to find out.
Gotta find him before something upsets him even more and all Beauclair is awash with blood.
Well, we share a cause then, just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Detlef is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I prefer they not find me here. I've makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot go unavenged.
Look at my health. That took a lot of my health, bro. Will Detlef be the next hardest boss? I mean, will Detlef be the next easiest boss after I've fought Iris's greatest fear? Maybe he might take the reins. Never know. I mean, Iris's fear was quite easy. Yeah. No sweat with that. Where's Roach? I can't call Roach. It must be bugged again. There's Roach. Let's go, Roachy. Roachy.
Unbelievable.
If my lips don't stink of wine, I work from dawn to dusk.
this. I've picked some other place to meet.
PG is a very strong vampire living here. Wouldn't the other creatures be afraid of living here? Oh my gosh, you need to do some cleaning. Something up there too. Ah, this is- more of them? Just keep on spawning.
Tell me what you got.
You guys better not respawn.
Regis! Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
Oh, I thought that was... Ah, seriously.
Kiki Moors.
What? I can't hit them.
Kiki Moor eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash. That's some stench. Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
Geralt must be startled. I mean, a vampire smelling blood should be enough to make you nervous.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Covinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
That was cool.
Can't you just
We were
summon
from the
Dettlaff?
other world.
You're both higher vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Okay.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I need to pee for a bit.
was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would, with all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Gotta ask you the big question, one everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
If you were to die and be reborn as I was. No, a witcher's a very
That's what
hard.
interests you most? Whether I'd like to be a witcher again?
Many things interest me, but we've not much time left. Please answer.
Never chose to be a witcher. Fate chose for me. Had it been my choice, I'd have picked a different profession. A profession where I wouldn't have to risk my life every minute of every day. Maybe even one that'd earn me some respect.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
as I know, none. Now what you got for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate. It's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do.
That'd be a sight to behold.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Spotted whites. They're cursed, right? Oh, they're not. Specters. Vampires? Are they vampires? It must be a relic then. There's no spotted whites in the relics too. Necrophages perhaps? Yeah. Let's see. Necrophage oil. I've got necrophage oil. Okay. There's a town there. We could go through there and check for also the notice boards. Maybe we can get some rests for future.
Briny chills.
There's the notice board. How about markers? I've seen ghosts. Okay. Yeah, the answer is no. DL? Missing horseshoe.
You stinky.
Are the rumors true?
Is there no... There's gotta be around here somewhere.
Keep calm. That's no problem.
New marker. Where is that marker exactly? It's here.
Myself, I like counting our knights. Chop liver.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there's no marker there. Let's just get Roach. Come here, Roach.
Ah.
Come on, Roach.
Those are very beautiful horses. And Roach is very beautiful too.
Don't you fret on me.
Well, every Roach for Geralt is... I mean, every horse for Geralt is Roach. So... What are those? What? Foglets? 3 of them? Foglets are tough too. Not really. Not in these lands.
Hey-ya! Our guests. Never a good omen.
Look at those spoons. Miss White is obviously obsessed with
I
spoons.
sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
I can't hear anything.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around. What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
For a few days now, I've been having dizzy spells. I've never experienced anything like this before. If it carries on, although I can't stand witchcraft and sorcery, I'll have to visit a herbalist. The dizziness has not gone away. Worst of all, it's been joined by pain, so strong that at times I cannot see. I've been to the herbalist, a repulsive old crone looked at me like she had seen a monster. She gave me some cursed mixture that I have to drink twice a day. It's not helping at all. Today, like every day, I look in the mirror and I was lost for words. I usually check that I don't have any wrinkles or bags under my eyes, but today there are no wrinkles, but I'd rather that there were. I have hair growing on my breasts. It's horrible. It's got to be because of the damn herbs. I went to the herbalist to smash her face in, but her chambers were empty. She must have known what would happen if to me and like it. My family is starting to suspect something, although I'm cutting the hair back, which is growing back faster and faster. I've tried to put the idea out of my head, but I can't hold back any longer. Maybe it wasn't the herbs that have led to this, but a curse placed upon me by an old beggar whom I had to chase off one time. I have to find out. I want to hire someone who can find the herbalist. I cannot think, and it is hard to write. Loneliness, no family. Eat, I want to eat. Not a good spoon, empty spoons, nothing hurts. Mirror lies so. Oh, she's a girl. Hair in his boobs.
Poignant. No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon.
What's this?
Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Table's set. White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse.
About down here.
And it's been trying desperately to lift it.
I hear something down here. I can't see.
Thousands of them here. White's been a collector for years.
Okay, the key is locked. I mean the door is locked, not the key. Should I hide here? Oh, in the closet. Yeah, we should try to lift the curse. She's cooking very aggressively.
not gonna hurt you. Wanna help?
Oh,
I've
a
seen
white's
the words of the
friendly?
curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it.
Oh, so he's gonna...
You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table
Oh,
with you, right?
I see.
Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Geralt gonna really eat those? Those are gross. Oh, that's so sweet of Geralt. Truly a witch of Minecraft.
Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you.
Let's eat.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Let's eat using the spoons. Okay.
This isn't right. I missed something? Listen, gonna stand up real slow. Gotta search the house again. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Calm down.
Did I do something wrong?
Damn it, didn't work. Ate that vile stuff for nothing. But root for Regis at least. Can't do anything for the white.
Maybe... can I reload? Okay, let's reload. Maybe I did something wrong, I don't know. I must have done something wrong. Let's go back. Let's... Maybe I need to switch the spoons. That don't work, then maybe it's supposed to happen that way. Let's eat, let's swap.
Been searching for the right spoon for years, right? But curses can be tricky. Key to this one just might be that you can't eat with your own spoon. That's why we've swapped.
Oh, I know now. Eat with no spoons. I get it. I get it. Let's eat with no spoons. That should be the correct one. Eat with no spoons. Yeah, that must be it. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I should have thought about that. Okay, let's do it again. The curse.
Need to get this right. Words
No
of the curse
spoon you
were-
have. So no spoon you have. Yes.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work.
I'm glad the white
For a
can
spoon
understand.
would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
The white acts like a child, like a baby. It's like a riddle I can see now.
Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness. think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
There can only be one. It's updated. What? My game crashed. Frick. Okay. Okay, be right back, guys. What the heck? My game crashed. How did that happen? Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, now we're back. What the heck? My game just crashed. Damn it. It was the first time I've encountered that Witcher 3 crash. At least we came back here from where we left off. The white is obviously a peaceful creature, so not. But Barghest. Oh, instant. More Barghest, seriously.
Easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
I'll take you someplace safe.
How old is she? They went back to Geralt's.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. I'm deeply pleased, finally, to make your acquaintance, sir, though I do regret the specific circumstances. In all the commotion, I fear I neglected to introduce myself. I'm Barnabas Basilfolti, and by order of the Duchess, I am to serve as your major domo at Corfo Bianco.
Nice to meet you, Barnabas Basil. Love to talk more, but got urgent matters to attend to. While I'm gone, please make sure she gets everything she needs.
Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be...
Maybe we should have the tour
Behold, sir, your
during the
estate
day.
in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Okay, let's wait until me. I can. Why?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great aunt. In fact,
great aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there.
That's a cool
When she
aunt.
arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to major domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
I'd rather be an eagle than a quail. Yes, I should.
The
if
servants'
I only
quarters.
could.
I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
I like
Here
this.
is the hero we can afford. Witcher, open the unbeliever's eyes.
I'm your boss, bitch. What do you mean, Witcher?
Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Here, kitty, kitty. Meow.
Down below lies your vineyard.
Oh, my
where we
vineyard.
grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
I like this. It's so cool. Finally,
Nice
Geralt,
well. Picturesque.
a man in the
Yes,
path,
though it ran dry long
can
ago.
chill.
During the raucous feasts Master Volius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Geralt returns to Kaer Morhen every winter, right? So maybe he can return here every time
Monsieur
he needs to
Bolius'
rest.
wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation. Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
No.
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Geralt could start a business, right? He could grow wine. I mean, grape, and then turn to
During
wine.
Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
I love the ambient sounds, the nature, the water flowing, the birds chirping, the
As you can see,
dragonflies,
the
the
facade
insects
is
buzzing. So cool.
slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could
This
use
is a
bit
really
of
big
subtle
estate.
paint.
Oh, I got a chest. I use chest. Let me store some of my stuffs and then... Where's my...
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. one must admit, time. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling.
Okay. So I can design my home. This would be awesome, bro. Yeah, let's start this. What should I store? I have nothing to store. Yeah. Hang painting. Place trophy. Huh? No items in inventory first. I have a lot of trophies. See, how about this one? What? Use a box. Oh, I can use books to increase my experience gain. That's cool. Weapon rack. Toussaint. Okay. There's my Toussaint sword. Here, armor stand. No armors.
A pleasure to welcome you once again to the as yet.
Okay.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and...
Great. Can I mention the place?
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is...
In the house, I would like...
thinking about the outer walls.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general rep? Not only did the residents positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which...
5,000?
It's in your
Okay, I've got 10k. I can use 50%
I shall
of
get
my
to work
money.
immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the highly skilled at what they do. It shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state. Is there anything...
Okay, the grounds, yeah, sure.
Got these spacious grounds.
Oh, yes. The way I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompali once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
1,000, we can
Order me up a
can
table
afford
like
that.
that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing...
At the grindstone.
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Then send
Another
out for one,
1k?
please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be Will you be needing...
Know what?
I shall be glad to...
Okay, any other
Starting to really
upgrades?
like this place.
I agree. Yet I would urge you to hold off on further construction until the ongoing...
Okay, that's all I
Thanks.
think. Then we will come back later. Let's continue the main quest. Why can't I put trophies? I have a lot of trophies. These are trophies, right? Rights? What do you mean rights? Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, I can't place them. Just go.
Are knights errant?
That took quite a half 50 some of my pouch.
You smell that? Those are the vapors of Zeus. Sure, go on. Drink.
Let's go back to Regis. Oh. It's so dark. I don't know why. Maybe it's the brightness.
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Call on them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful, as they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Tesham Mutna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Teshem Mutna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries. Driven to cure time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
Okay, let's go.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesham Mutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What
was that?
What did you drink?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. One drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I have no choice.
As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesha Mutna. My head's spinning already, and
Oh gosh.
you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
I mean, who wouldn't be afraid of a higher vampire?
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
You lead. Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies
an ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once, Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
I am he who serves the tribe, exalted of man. Except this sword. Oh wow, look at that. The Shamutna. Killing opponents restores vitality. The amount of vitality restored equals 1%. Each element of the set 1. It's a set. You can use that, it's quite resistant too. You need the other sets though.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. Great many beings have breathed their last here.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems. Symbols of...
There it is. Okay, let's try it on. Where did the mask go?
We call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction.
What? The mask? It was a mask, right? I swore I saw a mask. Oh, okay. The Shamutna mask. Can... Ow. Oh, that looks very cool actually. Look at that. Plus it's very cool. I like it.
Ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
Who's this glyph? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's alright with you.
Want to find the gloves. So can the gloves be found here? Maybe it's around. Yeah, there it is. The gloves. Let's see the set. Look at that. That's very fancy, bro. And the mask. Wow. Look at that, bro. But I'm guessing I'm gonna probably drop. So I've got 2,017,221. Let's try it again. Yeah, very low damage output, but oh, the steel sword, armor piercing. It's very armor and critical hit damage bonus looks cool. Okay, we can try using it after we repaired it. Teshamutna. Must be the armor of the vampires, right?
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock, live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it. Ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then. Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
It's so dark for me. Can I increase the... It's nowhere... Okay, whatever.
Three done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The meat stench is so thick, I'm afraid it carries clear to Novigrad.
This'll hold. Doesn't look like anything special.
I told you. Kagmar thrashed about inside it for over 2 centuries. Appearances can be deceiving.
Okay, you know what? Let's try the set. If not, then we can quickly change it. Right? Steel weapon though. That looks very cool, bro.
Bait set. What now?
I shall
Look at Geralt, he's like a villain.
Chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do. We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent and also my head. I started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
Maybe we need a safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I utter this?
Don't know. Calm you down. Somehow.
Please, sir. You won't be able to.
It's actually. Oh gosh. What is that? What the? Okay, I think we need to use.
Overcome. Good. 'Cause I can hear more coming.
Oh gosh, instant death. What
Hold on,
the
I'll
heck
let you
is
out.
this?
Need to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother you.
Maybe we can optimize the Tesha Mutna set, so maybe in the future it can be reliable to use. Just not in the current state.
Get you out of here.
The concoction.
Oh.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture...
What would you have done?
Found Deadloff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you, the pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would in a heartbeat.
Resonance, it's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Detlef? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
Why? He helped Detlef. He helped him. Why would he do that? Why would he do that, bro? So sad.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Detlef had made friends with him, still killed him, and chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse, cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Detlef I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Detlef. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly the situation provoked such emotions in Detlef. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix. Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Detlef first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the port district. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Detlef.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad. Though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with?
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn.
I want to go back to our state because I left my Tucson. Night Steel Sword, yeah. The Corvo Bianco. Go back. Need to get my sword. I'm level 49 now. I can probably use that sword. That was the best steel sword.
I forgot it.
Oh.
Go up to any knight and shout, "The beast!" Something's in the wind.
A man who dare not down some wretch is a
What do you get for all that work?
They're working hard. Nice. There it is, bro. I know, not that.
Could F use a nap?
Where's the sword? Then we can store the armor here. Nice. Look at that, bro. I'm getting. Oh gosh. More XP. I need that for more XP.
All that talking.
Okay, wait for a bit, guys. Oh yeah, I need to go back to the rune room. What's that called? The rune right, and then put invigoration in my sword. We'll be back. Where was it again? Here it is. No place like home. I will check it later.
The world's never-ending creation.
Invigoration. Yes. Nice. Let me get that. Yeah. It's very strong. Now let's go. Let's see Corvo Bianco. How does it look like now? Should be cool, right? It should look cool. It's gotta be. Okay. Let's see. Is this it? Doesn't look that cool. Well, I expected too much. Oh, the insides. Oh,
I
Marlene.
do not know how I will ever repay you, Witcher.
Don't expect to be paid. Hope you're feeling better, that's all.
Oh, yes, I feel my strength returning thanks chiefly to Barnabas Basil's care.
Horrible ordeal you endured. Glad I cut it short.
Yes, years of suffering. You know what was worse than the hunger? Watching my loved ones,
He's
my
probably
children
very
grow
old
old and
now.
die.
Probably three
All my
centuries old.
family's long gone now. The last of my kin perished decades past. I fear I've
Or
nowhere to
2 centuries. You can stay here.
This is a big house, big estate. You can stay here.
Truly? I
Yeah.
could never infringe so on your hospitality. Yet,
Yeah.
after all I've suffered, the years of starvation, I've but one dream. At last to prepare food that fortifies, nourishes, to delight in the tastes and smells of spices, to sit at one table with others and eat.
Don't see a problem if that's your dream. You could help Barnabas Basil in the kitchen. Eating his meals. You know he's not a culinary virtuoso.
Nothing could make me happier.
Hmm.
Thank you.
No, thank you. House could use a woman's touch.
I've one other thing I'd like to tell you. Many years ago, my father assembled valuables for my dowry. I never wed, so they remained unclaimed. These baubles are no use to me now, but to you, well, perhaps let them be a token of my gratitude. If you wish to find them, you must go to my old home, to Trastamara. The dowry lies hidden in a barrel in the cellar. There are several barrels. You must give each a knock until you find the right one.
Do just that. Thanks. I'd never expect someone with your past to feel drawn to the kitchen.
Do you fear I will cook in your home as I brewed as a white?
Counting on you having slightly better taste as a human.
Of that, you can be sure. I loved cooking, even as a child. My gran was a true master in the kitchen. Her spit-roasted oaks was famed throughout the land.
Thought you were a lady, owned an estate.
Do you mean to say a woman of my rank should have had a cook? You're right, of course. And I had the best of cooks. But I devised the dishes myself. They only prepared them.
I love these side stories so much. It makes it that it gives us a sense that the world is really alive, and it's not just the main story. There are side stories, backstories, something you can learn about the world. So cool.
You sure you don't feel lonely
CD
out here?
Projekt Red really
I cannot say
made
yet.
a good
Too
job.
little time has passed since you freed me of my thrall, but somehow, for now at least, I do not feel drawn to the city, to others.
Visited others' homes as a white.
Yes, but ever at night, when all were asleep, I went in search of spoons.
Remember, you can always change your mind. Decide you've lived here long enough, just say the word.
I'd never wish to seem ungrateful.
And I'd never want you to stay against your will. See you later.
Take care, Witcher.
Oh, I possess the virtue of passion. Only chance approved as a man in law of honor.
Renovations coming along all right, Barnabas Basil?
Superbly, sir. General
He's got a very
refurbishment
long
has been
name.
completed.
How about just
And
Barnabas?
I took the liberty of adding 2 racks, each upon which you might hang weapons and armor, if you've some pieces you'd like to display. Likewise, I have prepared a few spots in which new paintings might be hung. In Afenus, the laborers dusting out the cellar have made a most unusual discovery. I believe it's something you'll wish to see.
Okay,
If
let's
you
go.
say I should see it, I'll go see it
BB,
right now.
yeah. How about that, BB? Okay, there's the armor. Ooh, armor stands. Can I hang painting? I don't have any paintings. Weapon rack. Place trophy. I can't place trophy. It'd be cool to place those trophy, but I can't. Guest house. Let's see the guest house. I mean the guest room. This is actually cool. It's too open.
How might I be of service?
Starting to really like this place.
As you wish, sir.
Starting.
What a splendid.
Oh, there are more? Yeah, Roach probably needs.
You know, Roach.
Oh,
2,000.
My
Sheesh.
Roach.
I shall get to work at. Will you be need?
Herbs.
Well, you're in.
Ability to sow herbs.
Ponder the note.
How about the
Of
house?
course, sir.
Feels like by an.
Indeed, momentum is best maintained once established. Now that we...
Could use a better bed. How about better bed?
Thinking about.
Excellent idea. In your
Sure, bonus will
Great.
be out of you.
True indeed. True indeed. Is there anything?
How about the guest rooms?
Was wondering about the get.
Oh, but that is immaterial. All self-respecting
No, it doesn't have any.
I understand, of course.
Could use another weapon.
I know of a carpentry shop.
2 additional racks.
I understand. I agree.
It doesn't benefit us. Let's just add the guest room.
Yeah.
I can't. Is there anything?
Could
Let's just buy all of those.
Of course. I agree.
Yeah.
It goes without. By this time. Is there anything?
Start.
Oh, I don't have any more money.
Under the note.
Unfortunate.
That's
not this.
Okay, let's search your cellar.
Strange. Something behind this wall, I think.
Oh, an alchemist
Laboratory.
laboratory.
Must have been an alchemist at one time.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. That's nice. Okay, I need to do the quest. There it
Just
is.
take to work as they take to dance and drink.
A man who dare not down some red is a man who...
Let's go to the tourney grounds and maybe we can get a shave. Let's shave our beard.
Stocks and the whip await those the famed witch of...
Welcome, Mike.
Need a bit of grip.
Clean shave, yeah. Okay, much better.
My time.
Hommating! Jeep Panthara! Ah!
That's the butcher
Good man! I need a fresh set of shoes for my mouth. Promptly.
Witcher, I've a matter of prime urgency and...
Your wound. Feeling better?
It's healing splendidly, though I am to avoid trouble for some time. To be frank, that is precisely why I wish to speak with you.
Want me to stand in for you? Take on some trouble on your behalf?
That could very well be the case. You see, there is a maiden, nay, a lady. I suspect someone's cast an ill spell upon her. A curse, perhaps.
What makes you think she might be cursed?
You must keep all I say to yourself, I beg you. I would never dare to be so indiscreet normally, yet I'm troubled about her, for her. Vivian shuns the company of others. Though the fairest maid at court, she keeps men at a distance. I thus determined I would resort to trickery.
Trickery? That even befitting of a knight?
In war, yes. And what is love if not battle? As it were, one evening I crouched in hiding outside her seamstress's home. As Vivian emerged from it, I too emerged, ever so gently but convincingly collided with her, then promptly offered to escort her home. She consented. At first, all augured well. I proposed a more scenic route. She agreed. I made kindly forays into conversation, and she even began to respond as we neared the end of our route.
Then suddenly,
mid-speech, from her mouth there flew a most hideous shriek. I stopped stone cold in my tracks while she turned red, then promptly ran off. I did not give chase, that time. I attempted to approach her on several ensuing occasions, to learn what had happened, for I feared she had become entangled in some trouble. I noted that often, come night, she ventures into the woods, where I've seen her walk about a glade near a pool. I've striven on occasion to follow her, but lost track each time. It seemed then she'd melted into the air.
tell me more about Vivian. Who is she? What's her story?
She's Her Enlightened Highness's lady-in-waiting. Her mother was a lady-in-waiting, her father a knight. That is all I've learnt, for the Duchessa grows angry when asked about her. Vivian spends her days within the palace walls. Yet we are in luck, for she has been named the tourney's patroness this year. Thus, each participant will be granted an audience with her.
Got a problem then. See, I'm not a participant.
I've devised a solution already. You shall take my place in the lists and thus gain the chance to speak to her. I was looking forward to winning the tourney, very much so. Yet for Vivian, I am prepared to sacrifice anything.
Okay, let's talk about
Hardly a regular job, this. Not often I gotta take part in a tourney to fulfill a contract. Fee can't be anything ordinary either.
I'm no magnet to command heaps of coin, but naturally I shall...
500, that's nice. About 600.
Agreed. That is an amount I can...
Okay.
Fine, I'll look into it. Gotta admit, piqued my curiosity.
I shall be forever in your debt. Now, we must ensure you are not eliminated from the tourney before you can meet Vivi.
Meaning?
Could you show me how you shoot, ride and fight, perchance? And I did not mean to suggest I doubt your abilities. Everyone must train, even a witcher. Besides, the tourney contests must surely differ, require skills you don't usually apply, races...
Apply all the skills you mentioned on a daily basis, and against monsters, not targets and dummies. Don't need any training. Going straight to the tourney grounds to sign up.
Must go to the inscription tent. Honor and glory are all true and good, but your scrolls must be in order.
in Toussaint is to be born under a lucky star.
That Witcher's rather handsome.
Greetings.
Naturally, we must first see to formalities, however.
Really?
My findings show you may take part as Geralt
What a surprise.
or as the Honorable Ravix of Forhorn. It's not every year we have a combatant who can boast of 2 crests. Which do you prefer?
Ravix of Fourhorn? What would I want to be Ravix of Fourhorn?
Ravix of Forehorn?
Here in Toussaint, we treat heraldry very seriously. One visit to the Ducal Ark. Ravix of Forhorn was the name under which you attended a feast honoring Princess Pavetta, daughter of Queen Calanthe of Sintra, on the occasion of her 15th birthday.
Oh, I see.
That's actually right.
Just Geralt of Rivia.
I'm Geralt, not about to fight under a false name.
You may now take the shield bearing your crest.
I'm a Witcher. Shields aren't something Witchers ever use in combat.
Who mentioned using it in combat? Not I. The shield commemorates your participation in the tourney. You may take it as a souvenir.
In that case, thanks.
Have you been instructed as to the tourney's challenges, prizes, and vows? If not, I do hope you will allow me to tell you about them.
Yeah, I think I know what I need to do.
Feels like I know
Races,
everything I'd ever
crossbow,
want to
sword
know about
fights, easy.
chivalric tourneys.
Splendid. In that case, you must make your vow. Upon what would you like to swear it?
Yes, I will swear on my lady's love.
I vow on the love of my lady, Yennefer of Vengerberg, to respect the chivalric virtues.
May the gods succor you in your endeavors to overcome. Sign here, please, then fill out these forms. That is all I need from you. Now, as arranged by Guillaume, you shall be fitted with appropriate armor for the tourney.
No. No.
Shiny.
You have also been assigned a tent for the tourney's duration. It stands near the arena. Good luck.
I want my feline set, bro. My feline set. Oh my gosh, it's so ugly. I mean, not really. It looks cool, but doesn't have the benefits my feline armor has. Can I change? I can. I can. Oh, this. Oh, we can display this. Nice. Go to the shooting range. Where would that be? Where exactly is the shooting range?
Right, Entroker clams, ducks nipples, get them by the rope.
That's what I want. Maybe this year it's another honor.
Geralt, well, I'll be... Have you decided to turn knight-errant?
All jesting aside, here on a job. You in the 22?
Am I? Ha! I shall square off against Rainfan of Atre. I saw him just moments ago, a nervous wreck, stuffing his nose with fish steak, no less, as if that would aid his determination.
Guessing that's against the rules.
But who's to tell the Nilfgaardian what to do? Listen, Geralt, I've a tip for you. The timing of your marksmanship duel is such that you shall have the sun in your eyes.
Makes no difference to me either way.
Nor will it give you any pleasure. Since, as it is, we must both wait. Play me in a round of Gwent. Should you win, I shall swap with you. To me, a southerner, the sun is
Nah, I don't know how to play Gwent.
Thanks. Another time, maybe.
Ha! You've denied me some diversion, but at the least my eyes are in for a treat. Lady Vivian should appear shortly.
I can use my crossbow, right?
Fair knights, I salute you. The honor and duty of tourney patron have fallen to me this year. Fight honorably, so that I may bestow upon one of your number the tourney's grand prize. You have sworn your vows. You have readied body and soul. The time has come to test them.
Behold Horm Akispark of the Mechtian royal line. His name's quite the mouthful, and true challenge to rhyme. His targets to be hit centrally and true are the ones in blue. Against him new blood, a knight unknown till now. Sir Geralt of Rivia, give us a bow. The targets he must with his quarrels thread are red. May the better man win.
The targets are red, right? Okay. Oh, red. Mine's red. What am I doing?
Like a lover ghostly grasping but one fair teat, Geralt's half strewn twixt joyous victory and bit. Sir Geralt of Rivia has trounced his foe, pounded him soundly.
That must be
immersed
unfair,
in
using
woe.
crossbow against bow. Well,
Your prize, sir. A crossbow adorned with your crest. I congratulate you.
Thank you, my lady. My medallion's vibrating strongly. Can only mean one thing. Magic.
The explanation is disappointing, I'm afraid. The fragrance I use, it's mixed by a sorceress.
To lose to an opponent such as you is a victory of its own. Accept my congratulations as well.
Thanks.
Good work! In the interim, I managed to determine which tent Lady Vivian occupies. Perhaps you could find a clue within it.
You're right. Vivian's cursed in some way. Sensed it when she opened the tourney.
In that case, we've no time to lose. Let us go.
Give me a minute.
okay guys, so I think I'm gonna end the stream here, and we will continue on the next stream. So I hope you guys enjoy the stream, and yeah, you guys stay tuned to the next episode of this stream. Goodbye guys, have fun.